Welcome to Small Business Hacks. For starting a business enterprise, passion is not enough. It's good to love what you do. It's great, actually. But it's not enough. To start a profitable business, there are few important elements to analyze before investing. In this video, I will tell you 4 factors you should consider before opening a company. Things that I learned by experience while starting 2 different businesses. First, government incentives. One common mistake entrepreneurs, including me, do when planning a business is to neglect government incentives. I saved for years to have money enough to start my first firm. For this reason, I never checked the incentives from the local government. I did not take advantage of very favorable financing lines from the regional development bank. I left cheap money on the table. This money later could make a difference in acquiring competitive advantages. If you do not take advantage of cheap credit lines or subsidies, you will be at a disadvantage against your competitors that explored these possibilities. They will have the financial shield to do better business than you or survive a crisis that you would not survive. Yes, it's great that you saved enough to finance your venture, but it's even better when you have cheap credit if needed. You can use it as an airbag for any eventual crisis or future opportunities. Mega investors like Warren Buffett keep money ready to invest and buy good companies for low prices during economic turmoils. Even if you have cash enough to start your firm, do not ignore the cheap money available. Later on, this financial backup will make your firm more robust. It will also help to survive during a crisis, or allow you to acquire other promising assets. Second, government bureaucracy. The word bureaucracy is often related to tons of paperwork. Form-filling mania that slows down innovation and decision-making. Startups should not have this internal problem, since they are agile and take decisions quickly. New companies, however, suffer from external bureaucracy, originated in governmental offices and agencies. While big corporations have lobbyists and massive legal departments, smaller businesses do not have the same advantage. The good news? This is not a problem everywhere. The Index of Economic Freedom, published by the Heritage Foundation, measures how bad bureaucracy is in each country. If your destination is on the top of the ranking, places like Singapore, Hong Kong, or New Zealand, government bureaucracy will not be such a big obstacle. Born and raised in Brazil, 144th place in the IF ranking, in a family of entrepreneurs, I was acquainted early with the complications from bureaucracy. After moving to Poland, 44th place in the IF ranking, I felt some relief, even though the Polish business environment is considered one of the most bureaucratic in Europe. It's common in Brazil that company branches have more lawyers than their headquarters in the USA or Europe just to solve legal entanglements. When I left this behind and arrived in Poland, I thought that here things were so much easier that I decided to save on legal assistance. It was a mistake. The fact that the beginning is simple does not mean that there are no traps on the way. 1 year after starting my hospitality business, we accidentally disrespected a regulation by not filling a city form. This resulted in a fine far higher than what we would pay for a lawyer. If you are allocating years of savings or money from people that trusted and invested in you, the stakes are too high to save on legal and tax assistance. Lawyer up. A local lawyer and an accountant are 2 of the first professionals any entrepreneur should seek. Third, infrastructure. The infrastructure analysis is often on a second plan when we plan a business. We forget to check future bottlenecks on the long term. Yes, long-term planning is difficult, and seldom it will materialize. This leads people to think they are unnecessary. My answer to that is to quote Winston Churchill. Plans are of little importance, but planning is essential. While long-term plans are not precise, they are vital to estimate future needs and detect possible obstacles. For example, in 2019, I was planning to open my second hostel. I found a nice building to adapt and start there. The place could be expanded, so in less than a year, we could double our size, becoming one of the biggest in our market. All went well, except for one thing. With the expansion, our internet service did not have bandwidth enough to serve properly all guests. So we decided to upgrade to a faster fiber optic connection. But then we discovered that this region still did not have a fiber optic network. We never checked it before because with a smaller business, our slower connection was okay. This is just one example, but there are others more harmful. One of my competitors had a problem with the electric grid. His electricity consumption in the summer was too high for the local grid. It caused frequent shortages if everyone used air conditioners at the same time. This was a result of planning without considering longer and hotter summer peaks. Structural obstacles are not easy to remove. Remember to check if communications and physical infrastructure are enough for future business expansions. Talking about expansions, the future of our channel depends on your opinion, so if you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button for our next videos, and activate the notifications. Now back to our subject. Fourth, location and distance from major markets. In an era where remote work is a trend and outsourcing is widespread, you can think that geographical distance does not matter anymore. But often video conferences are not enough to conquer a client. Dr. Albert Merabian from the University of California discovered that only 7% of our communication is verbal. Of the rest, 38% is by voice tone and 55% by facial expressions and gestures. This means one thing: face-to-face matters more than you imagine. It can be the difference between success and failure. There is also the problem of the time zone. Who enjoys a conference call at 5 in the morning? I don't. There are a few other relevant factors to consider, but we'll talk about them in another video. Thanks for watching.